If there was one food to associate with my childhood, it would be a repast cake. I'm talking about yellow cake with chocolate frosting with the pecans on top. It is my birthday week, so I'm sharing foods that align with the various chapters of my life. And baby, in my childhood, I went to lots and lots of funerals, which meant I went to lots of repasts. My father, Clement Calvin Mills, was a mortician and funeral director. And during my entire childhood, I was either at a funeral or at my parents' funeral home. Answering the phone, vacuuming the chapel, cleaning the bathrooms. The funeral home is where I would come after school, after I would do my homework and got a chance to watch an episode of Santa Barbara. I would help my parents around the funeral home. Growing up in Eastern North Carolina, most people's funerals were on Saturday or Sunday. My dad started the funeral home in 1966. My dad was a biology teacher, but decided to become an entrepreneur and open his own funeral home in the mid-60s. My mom was a PE teacher, but in the mid-80s, she got her funeral director's license and joined my father in the business. When you grow up in a small family business like I did, your whole world revolved around that business. And death happens any day, anytime, regardless of a birthday, holiday, or special occasion. I remember so many times my dad would have to leave the dinner table because a death call came in and he would have to either go to the hospital or nursing home or to someone's house to pick up their loved one. Both my mom and dad were hard workers. It is extremely hard to not only start but also run a business for as long as they did. I'm grateful today for the childhood that I had. Watching them for all of those years, I learned about the importance of having compassion, empathy, and drive. They both embody the meaning of drive and perseverance. Once I got a little bit older, I stopped going to the funeral home after school. My middle school was close to my house, so I walked home from middle school every day so I could start dinner. Even though we didn't really do family vacations, my mother always made sure to send me away to summer camps. The summer of 1992, I went up to Smith College in Massachusetts for a science camp. That was my first time away from home and out of Eastern North Carolina. I'm grateful my mother and father gave me those experiences to go away to camp and meet people from different parts of the country. They worked really hard to afford the opportunity for me to go to science camp and writing camp and basketball camp and Spanish camp. Don't get it twisted though. I would spend a couple weeks away at camp during the summers. But baby, best believe I was still helping shuck corn, shell peas, help my mama put up food, can pickles, and canned peaches and pear preserves growing up as a kid. My Southern roots mean so much to me. I am the cook that I am today because of my mom. Not only because she showed me how to cook, but I experienced so much good food growing up in Eastern North Carolina. Baby, either at a repast or quarterly meeting, either going to my aunt's house or down to my uncle's house for a fish fry. The way I grew up and the food I grew up on shaped who I am today. Make sure y'all stay tuned for the next video. I'll be sharing about the food that shaped my college days and my early 20s. Here's a few of my high school pics. Shout out to the class of '96.